What's going on, you guys? It's Chris with Patch Boy Dar. Patches for the culture. And guys, today's video is brought to you by Midwest Products. Those of you who aren't familiar with Midwest Products, they're the ones who created the MightyHoops. Check it out. The MightyHoops are perfect for those of you who have tubular arm embroidery machines. And those of you who rock with the channel already, you already know that we got two brother personas, also known as the PRS 100. The reason this video is brought to you by MightyHoop's Midwest Products is because they sent us a free 5.5 inch MightyHoop for our brother persona. But not only that, they also sent us a 9x3 inch MightyHoop for sleeves. The reasons they sent me these hoops is because they want me to show you guys how to put together the 9x3 inch MightyHoop. So without further delay, let's check it out. And before we fully get into it, here is that box right here from Midwest Products. Check it out. As you can see, it got the HoopMaster logo right there. So let's head over to the craft table and open this box up. My mic sounds nice. What? My mic sounds nice. What? All right, you guys. So we got the Midwest Products HoopMaster box right here. But before we go into this unboxing, take a look at some of the other hoops I got over here. First one up, we got the 7.25 inch MightyHoop. This hoop right here is the 8x9 inch MightyHoop. It doesn't come in the cool blue color that we like, but it's all good. Over here we got two 5.5 inch MightyHoops, you guys. If you are doing embroidery and you got a brother persona, you need to pick up some 5.5 inch MightyHoops. These things come in handy, you guys. These 5.5 inch MightyHoops are perfect if you want to do left or right chest logo placements. They're perfect if you want to do some beanies. You can also use these to make patches. As you can see, we got one loaded up with the fabric already. Got some cutaway stabilizer. And we got some black twill fabric that we picked up from Hobby Lobby, you guys. If you guys need some black fabric to make your patches, go to Hobby Lobby and pick up some black twill. I already got the tape ripped off, so now all I gotta do is just undo the flaps here. And let's get inside of this box. Midwest Products, they package them up nicely with some paper that's kind of cushioned, so that way it protects the hoops, because you don't want your hoops to get damaged during transport. All right, you guys, so here is that 9x3 inch MightyHoop right here. Let's get everything out of the packaging and then we'll do some close-ups on this MightyHoop. Also in the packaging is we got our brackets and our hardware right here. So these will come with your 9x3 inch MightyHoops. So definitely don't toss those out. Lastly in the box we got some manuals and things. We got a thank you card from Midwest Products. Check it out. Be sure to follow Midwest Products if you are not following them already. We also got our instruction guide right here. We're going to be using this instruction guide, so do not toss this out. If you look on the instruction guide right here, it shows that it's a 9x5. It's actually a 9x3, so don't take that into consideration. Don't think that you got the wrong MightyHoop. It's just the same manual that they use for the 9x3 and the 9x5. And as you can see right here, we got the little note that says Brother Persona or Baby Lock Alliance only. And that is all that was in the box. My extra 5.5 inch MightyHoop was in the box as well, but I already took that out. And with this 9x3 inch MightyHoop, we do got some different sides of it. So you got the top portion here, which has a smaller edge. And then you got the bottom portion here, which got the tab that allows you to undo that magnetic hoop easier. And guys, before we get started with installing the brackets, just so you know, when you go to load up this hoop into your embroidery machine, the smaller tab up here should be going into the machine, as this tab right here should be facing towards you as you load it into the brother persona or into your Baby Lock Alliance. So once again, as you can see on the top portion of the hoop, you got a smaller tab right here. And towards the bottom half of the hoop, you got a longer tab which allows you to separate the bottom portion of the hoop from the top. This is the tab that you want to be facing towards you. Alright, you guys, so let's bring in our handy dandy manual here. We'll set it off to the side and we'll constantly go back and forth reading on that manual. So that way we want to make sure we're installing this bracket properly. Let's go ahead and open up our hardware. So we got the metal bracket arms here and we got the little bolts and screws right there. Let's go ahead and open this up. There's just a rubber band that keeps it all together. Little foam on the back side of it. It is a Ziploc type of bag, so all you gotta do is just open up that Ziploc like so. And let's go ahead and get our bracket arms out first. But let's go ahead and set these down. Not sure if they're on the right side just yet. I'm just setting them down, so don't mind where my placement is. Now I'm just grabbing the screws here. We got 6 screws and bolts right here, because as you can see on the hoop itself, on each side there are 3 holes to indicate where the brackets need to be screwed on at. Alright you guys, and with the manual it says that this particular bracket here, the numbers need to be facing up, and then you see this little notch here. This notch indicates that it needs to be on the left side of the hoop, you guys. So let's go ahead and set this down into place. We're not going to screw it in, we're just going to set it for visual sake. So as you can see, it will sit like that. The notch will be on the left side of the hoop. The other bracket here, as you can see, it got one singular hole there. There is no notch, it's just that one singular hole. This will be on the right side of the hoop. So as long as you got your hoop lined up properly to where the thumb tab is down here towards the bottom and the smaller tab is facing upwards, you should be able to install this pretty easily. So for demonstration's sake, we're going to do it one more time. So once again, we got the bracket arm right here with the little notch on that lower left side. This particular bracket goes on the left side of the hoop. And when your hoop is down on your table, make sure the small notch is facing away from you, going towards the top. And you want to make sure your thumb notch that releases the bottom magnetic hoop is facing downwards towards you. So this particular bracket arm right here with the numbers facing up will be on the left side of the hoop right there. And this particular bracket here that has the hole on the bottom right, as long as you got the numbers right here facing upwards, this will go on the right side of the hoop like so. And you want to make sure these numbers are facing upwards. You want to be able to read these numbers. These numbers should not be facing downwards at all, you guys. The numbers should be facing upwards. And with the hoop itself, you can see that there is a little crevice here that this bracket sits perfectly into. And moving over to the right hand side, you see there is a little indentation or crevice where this bracket should sit in nicely. Now let's go ahead and take our screws and let's screw on that left side of the bracket. We'll start off with the left side and then we'll go to the right side. Let's go ahead and just get 3 of these out of here. We got 1, 2, and before we go further, I did forget to mention that you do need a Phillips head screwdriver, you guys. You see, that is a Phillips head screw. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to start just placing my screw in here on this bottom portion. So you guys, you can see I got the screw going through the bracket and going through the MightyHoop. Now I'm going to take the nut part here, and I'm going to start hand tightening this down. I'm going to hand tighten everything down until I get my little flathead screwdriver so I can really tighten them up nice and snug. Now I'm going to take the next Phillips head and have it go down the top portion here. And let's go ahead and flip it over, holding it in place. So as you can see, that screw is poking through there. Let's take our little nut and just screw it in down. We're just hand tightening it. And lastly, we're going to take the last screw and put it through the final hole. Just like so. And we're going to screw it down just by hand. So we got the left side installed. It's been hand tightened down. We didn't fully tighten it down. We're just doing it hand tightening right now because once we get the right side on, we're actually going to take it over to the Brother Persona and make sure it lines up properly. Get the nut on there, hand tighten. We'll take the last one, the center one. You guys do not have to do the same order I've done for the Phillips heads and the nuts underneath there. If you guys want to do it from top to bottom or bottom to top or however you want to screw those in there, just as long as you got them screwed in there. So this is how it should look on the right hand side when you got the screws in there and the bracket arm. So you see we got the numbers facing up. We got the little hole on the lower right hand side. Let's move it over to the left. This is how it should look on the left hand side. So you see we got the numbers facing up and we got the open slot right there on the lower left side. And before we take our Phillips head, let's just take it over to the Brother Persona to make sure it's going to line up properly. Alright you guys, over here on the Brother Persona, you want to make sure that your A bracket arm is in the right position for this 9x3 inch MightyHoop. And this particular bracket arm on the Persona is the A bracket arm because it got the letter A on it. And if your A bracket is not the correct length that it needs to be for this MightyHoop, and you want to take this tool right here that came with your Brother Persona, and you just want to come in here and just undo that screw. They undo quite easily. You can make them as snug as you like. You want to go over here to this little screw on the right and undo that one as well. Pardon my lighting. Once both screws are undone, you don't want to fully undo the screws. You just want to loosen them up a little bit, and then you'll be able to shift your A bracket into whatever length you need it to be. And once you have your A bracket fully open, you want to come back in with your handy dandy tool that came with the Brother Persona and tighten these screws back up. And now that the A bracket is in the proper position, let's go ahead and take our hoop and let's slide it into place. We're just doing a rough test fit to make sure everything lines up properly. Everything snapped into place like it's supposed to. We're going to install that hoop again so that way you can see how it's supposed to look on the left and right hand side. So once it starts sliding into place, you will see that the opening, this little hole here, the little nub on the A bracket will come through that little hole on the bracket on the MightyHoop. And over on the right hand side, you will see that the nub will go through that little opening on the bracket. And once again, on the MightyHoop, you should be able to see the numbers facing upwards. And as you can see with the MightyHoop installed on the Brother Persona, you can see the thumb portion of that MightyHoop right here. It is facing towards us. It should be coming out away from the machine. And with installing the MightyHoop one more time, as you can see, the little ledge right here, the smaller ledge on the MightyHoop is going into the machine. So let's go ahead and slide it into place. It doesn't slide underneath the bracket as it mentions in the manual. It kind of just goes right next to it. And with this particular MightyHoop, you can see once you turn it sideways that it gets thinner at the bottom and then like a little notch right in there. This part is supposed to slide underneath or right next to the bracket on the Brother Persona. So let's show you guys another close-up of how it's supposed to line up. Just right there. As you can see, it's not quite underneath the A bracket, it's just right up next to it. There's actually just a little bit of space in between. So I'm just going to go ahead, tap my Brother Persona screen. The whole hoop mechanism is going to move. And there you go. And now that I know that the brackets are installed properly, I'm going to take my Phillips head screwdriver and really snug down these screws and bolts. Starting here on that left hand side, let's go ahead and tighten up these screws and locking nuts. Because you don't want these coming undone when you're doing your embroidery, because that might be pretty bad. It could cause some stitch separation. It could cause some registration issues with your embroidery. And now over on the right hand side, let's get these tightened down. As you can see, I don't have to hold the locking nut on the bottom because once I tightened it by hand, it made it snug. And last little twist right there, and that is secured. Be sure to check out our next video as we are going to actually be using it to stitch some wording or text onto a sleeve. But we got to go to Walmart, pick up a blank hoodie, so that way we can embroider onto some blank sleeves for you guys. And there we have it, you guys. We got the 9x3" MightyHoop set up, ready to go. The screws and locking nuts are tightly compact in there. We got the brackets in the correct positioning they need to be. You got your tab, little tab up here that faces upwards. This little tab goes into the machine when you're loading it into your Brother Persona. The larger tab here should be facing outwards towards you when you're loading it into that Brother Persona or that Baby Lock Alliance. If you found this video helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed to the channel already. And also, if you would like to pick up the 9x3" MightyHoop, use our link down in the description box below. So that way you can purchase one of these MightyHoops and use promo code PatchBoy and get free shipping off your MightyHoop order. This has been Chris with PatchBoy, Patches for the Culture, and this video was brought to you by Midwest Products, aka HoopMaster. Be sure to pick up your 9x3" MightyHoop and use promo code PatchBoy to get free shipping. We about to go pick up some hoodies and we about to embroider onto some sleeves. Whoo, I can't wait, y'all. I can't wait. Yeah.